see, you are actually capable of doing incredible things with your memory if you learn the right techniques, if you make the most efficient use of your brain. That first technique is it's what you start out with memory improvement techniques. It's called the story method. It's incredibly powerful. If you practice memorizing random bits of information with the story method, you will notice many benefits. Over time, your memory will improve because you're exercising this memory muscle in your brain, okay? Your visualization ability will improve. Over time, you'll notice that your ability to create these images in your mind will improve. You'll create the images more quickly, and also the imagery will become clearer and clearer. Another benefit, your creativity and your imagination will all improve as well. I think you can already tell this is a very good exercise in creativity and imagination. Also, this type of thing is very good. It's a very good mental workout. It's very good exercise for your brain. And all of the current research is showing that we should try to exercise our brains as much as possible throughout our lifetimes. They're showing that your memory ability does not necessarily decline due to the aging process in of itself, but rather due to the fact that our memories tend to be less challenged later in life than they were earlier in life. Some examples they give. In elementary school, junior high, high school, college, even grad school, you were constantly challenged to learn tons of new information from many different areas, and you had to recall that information all the time for exams, right? You were constantly exercising that memory muscle in your brain. They say that when you first start a new job, it's also the same thing. You have to learn tons of new things and recall all of those things in order to do your job properly. But then what tends to happen is we enter this 20 or 30-year period where we basically do the same types of things every day. Even if you have a very mentally challenging job, like many programmers, hackers do, you're still doing the same type of thing. You're not challenging your brain with many different things from many different areas, okay? So the good news to take from that research is that you can actually improve your memory at any age as long as you take the time to exercise it and work it out. They can actually image the brain, and they can see that some people that are much older in age have brains that look like people that are younger in age. And when they interview those people, they find that those people were engaged in lifelong learning, constantly challenge their brains throughout their life. Okay? So I wanted to get that point across as well. As another benefit of these types of techniques. Now, the story method is very powerful, like I mentioned, but it primarily exercises the right side of your brain, which deals with creativity and imagination. That's very good, but the remaining techniques that I teach allow you to utilize both the left and right sides of your brain at the same time to encode information, so then it becomes even easier to recall it later on. Okay? So the story method is actually the least powerful technique that I teach. The left side of the brain deals with order and logic. So we are now going to get the left side of the brain involved in the encoding process by learning a list of locations that we are familiar with. We're going to learn this list of locations in an order that makes sense to us, all right? In an order that's logical to us. This will be very easy because the locations that we will use are locations from our body, okay? So the first location is going to be your left foot. All right? The next location will be your right foot. The third location will be both knees. After that will be your waist. Just above that, your belly button. Just above that, your chest. Just above that, your neck. Just above that, your mouth. Just above that, the nose. And just above that, the top of your head. So I will go through these locations again. As I do, I recommend that you either wiggle that body part, touch that body part, somehow make yourself more aware of that particular body part. You're getting more senses involved that will help you to remember this list. So again, we have left foot, then right foot, next both knees, then the waist, then the belly button, then the chest, then the neck, then the mouth, then the nose, then the top of the head. Great, I like seeing people do that. Okay, so this will be the last time that I go through it. Left foot, right foot, both knees, waist, belly button, chest, neck, mouth, nose, top of the head. Great. So now that we know those locations in order, we have the left side of the brain ready to go. Now we will use our creativity and imagination to create images that remind us of what we want to remember, and we will link those images to the locations on our body to learn a new list of words. The new random word list is apple, watch, umbrella, racket, car, football, bee, earring, stapler, and comb. Okay, you will learn that list again by merely concentrating on the imagery that I give you, okay? If you concentrate on the imagery that I give you, do your best to see it happening in your mind, then the remembering will come naturally, quickly and easily, okay? So the first word was apple. Underneath your left foot, there's this giant apple underneath your left foot, and you're rolling the apple around. Imagine rolling the apple around. You start to step on the apple, crunch it, okay? Then attached to your right foot, there is a watch, and the watch is ticking louder and louder, faster and faster, and eventually the glass part of the watch shatters, okay? Next, attached to both knees is a giant umbrella, because that was the next word, and you push on the button to open the umbrella, and it snaps open with a really loud noise, okay? Umbrella attached to both knees. Next word, racket. So at your waist, you see a handle, you pull on it, and oh my gosh, somehow there was a racket lodged into your waist. If you imagine pulling that racket out of your waist, you will definitely remember it, okay? Next, from your belly button, you hear and you feel a rumbling coming from your belly button area, and it sounds like a car. Sure enough, a car shoots out of your belly button, and you can see the tires spinning, you can hear the engine roaring when that car shoots out of your belly button. Next, there's a football. A football's hitting you in the chest, continuously hitting you in the chest. You try to stop it, but no matter how hard you try, you can't stop this football from hitting you in the chest, okay? Next word, bee. So buzzing around your neck is a bee. You're afraid the bee's gonna sting you. Sure enough, the bee stings you in the neck. If you imagine that, you'll definitely remember it. Next word, earring. So from your mouth you feel pain. It's coming from your tongue. And oh my goodness, there's an earring attached to your tongue. You pull on it and it starts to stretch your tongue when you pull on that earring at your tongue. Next word, stapler. So on top of your nose, there's a stapler, and you're trying to perfectly balance the stapler. So it's teetering back and forth, and you're moving around until you finally get that stapler perfectly balanced on top of your nose. Last word, comb. So on top of your head, there's a comb. You start to use the comb, and it starts to yank on your hair, okay? Now I'll go through these again, but very, very quickly. Underneath your left foot was a giant apple you rolled around. Attached to your right foot, the watch ticking louder, louder, shattered. Knees, the umbrella snapped open. Waist, the racket you pulled out. Belly button, the car shot out. Football was hitting you in the chest, right? Neck, the bee stung you. Mouth, the earring. Nose, the stapler you were balancing. Top of the head, the comb. So now you should all be able to recall this random list of words by merely thinking of the locations on your body in order, okay? So let's do that as a group, starting with the first word, which was apple.
Watch, umbrella, racket, car, football, bee, earring, stapler, comb.
Excellent. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, what was here? What was here? Umbrella at your knee, sorry. Can't see that. Waist. Okay, so what's happened here is we've basically created what equates to mental filing cabinets, okay? When we now merely think of the location on our body, the information that we stored there automatically comes out back to us, okay? It's like double-clicking a file. When you double-click the file, the information there pops out. It's the same type of thing. This is incredibly powerful because it gives you a way to organize the information, all right? Organize it in your mind. And also, it gives you a specific place to look for the information that you've memorized. This is hugely advantageous over the regular ways of going about memorizing things, the common methods, which are reading it over and over, writing it over and over, reciting it to yourself continuously. When you do that, oftentimes you'll draw a blank, and when you draw a blank, you're kind of screwed, right? There's nothing you can do. You just hope that it comes back to you. Here, you have specific place to look for the information. It's a huge advantage. Also, if at any point you draw a blank, say you drew a blank, you forgot at the right foot was watch, you simply get more of your senses involved.